just human nature. We hate rejection. And so when you put yourself into something where you're inevitably going to fail over and over and over again, it kind of makes you rejection proof. And then when you do other things in life, it's like you almost feel like you're invincible because you're like, even if no one says yes, like, I don't care, you know?
Oh, it's a great feeling. Yeah, getting through that. It's like toughening up. Like some people think, and if this is you, it's like no judgment at all. But some people think running a mile is like the hardest thing ever. And then if you go run a half marathon, to you, like running a mile the rest of your life is like the easiest thing ever. It's just sort of your brain naturally seems to just toughen up. So I play soccer, you know that. A lot of people on here may not know that actually. I don't think I've talked about soccer much. But my brother-in-law, we were hanging out for July 4th, and it was just kind of like the brothers and me. So I have two brothers-in-law where were we? We were in Lexington, Kentucky, maybe. And kind of one of his brothers plays soccer, and it kind of pissed him off or something. He just hauls off and kicks me in the shin. Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh my God.
It hurt really bad. It was kind of swollen and just bruised for, a couple days or whatever. It's actually really like a couple weeks. It was pretty sore. And
Oh my God.
on my shin, where he kicked me, there's just like a calcified part of my bone that's harder than the rest of the shin.
That's insane. Ow.
So if someone kicked me there, they'd probably break their foot now at this point. But that idea is that, just like your bones, they calcify. Soccer players' shins are naturally harder because they've been kicked there more often than not. If someone steps on my foot, I kind of don't notice, to be honest. Like someone raked my foot hard with their cleats yesterday playing, and I don't feel it anymore because your mind just knows that if you get there so many times, it's gotten so strong in that area. It's just like it's not going to break or snap. Whereas if you obviously had never been kicked in the shin and someone just wails off and kicks you, or you kick them, there's this really weird phenomenon that people just snap their shins when they kick people. Their bones haven't calcified. I know that's kind of gross, but
Wow.
your brain, right? So when you go and get rejected a bunch, you just toughen up. You learn to be like, oh, that's not real pain. That's just like in my head, and it doesn't actually matter. And I'll never meet that person again. And they're probably just having a bad day, or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's
definitely
an important lifelong skill, because if you don't overcome that, especially early, because as you age, your proclivity to take risks, and that's word of the day, proclivity, becomes
good
more
word.
difficult. You're not willing to take risks the older you get. So the earlier you can get through that phase of life where you're like, okay, I'm just going to go get rejected until I cry. And then I'm going to be okay. And I'm going to figure out why it's important and why it doesn't matter. Because like starting a podcast like this one, for example, was about 6 to 7 months of straight up rejection by no one in particular, but by everyone at the same time. Because as you start something like this, it's weird because this goes with any podcast. I don't think I'm special that this happened to me, but the first 10 episodes, it's like you'll have people watch and listen, and then no one listens for a long time because they just did it because they were your friend, until you master, your purpose of your podcast, which is just so happens to be, this is a young person's guide to mastering their purpose now, right? And then they start to get excited, right? And there's everything like that. There's always this learning curve that you go through where the beginning's really hard. So I agree.